Okay, this is question 6.1 of the grade 11 trig revision, and we're going to do a graphing question. Let's just take a look at it. It says you're supposed to graph f of x equals 10x minus 1, and another function, g of x, equals the cosine of 2x. Well, first let's look at the tangent function. Now, what you have to know some basic things about tangent. One is the period, how long it takes to go through a complete wave. Well, it's 180 degrees. You also need to know the tangent of 0 degrees is 0, and the tangent of 45 degrees is 1. Those are fundamental things. And the tangent of minus 45 degrees is minus 1. So those are some important points. The other two things that are real important, the basic thing with tangents is they have asymptotes. The function approaches this line but never touches it. One is x equals 90 degrees and the other is x equals minus 90 degrees. Well, let's just see how we'd sketch that. Now that's the tan x thing. This minus 1 means everything is shifted down 1. Now let's see how Mr. Trig graphed this thing. Here's your tangent graph. It would normally go through 0 and 0. Remember I said that was a point? But it must go through 0 and minus 1 because it shifted down 1. Now normally it would be 45 degrees and 1, but it shifted down 1. And then x equals 90 degrees. See this dotted line? That's an asymptote. Now here's another one. At minus 45 degrees it'd be minus 1. But this graph is shifted down 1, so it should be minus 2 right there. Well, there's your basic sketch, what it looks like. Now, the way tangent works is every 180 degrees, it goes through a complete wave. So it's kind of like these standing waves. So there's a branch here that only goes through 90 degrees. It starts at minus 180 and minus 1. Then every 45 degrees, at minus 135, you could put it into your calculator and see that this is a point, but you can see these waves, and there must be a wave down here going to 180 and minus 1. It has to be right in line with this one. There's your tangent graph. Now, take a look at this. They say the cosine of 2x. You just have to know this, that the normal period of sine and cosine, that it takes 360 degrees to go through a complete cycle, a complete wave. But if you see a little 2 in front of there, that period is cut in half. So to go through a whole wave, cos 2x, it's 180 degrees. And the steps, something significant is going to happen. That's going to go to the top or the middle or the bottom of the graph every 45 degrees. That's called its step. So let's graph it. Now the cosine of 0 degrees is normally 1. Well, the cosine of 2 times 0 will also be 1. Let's see how Mr. Trig graphed it. He goes 0 and 1. Now every 45 degrees something happens. It comes back to 0. And then it goes down to minus 1, 45 degrees later. And then 45 degrees later at 135, it comes back to 0. And then it goes back to 1 after another 45 degrees. You see the step is 45 degrees. Every 45 degrees, it goes from 1 to 0 to minus 1, from 0 back to 1. And you connect it in a nice smooth wave. That's what makes it a cosine wave. Now going the other way, we're supposed to graph it between minus 180 and 180. You just do the same thing. Oh, it's going down, minus 45 and 0. Then it goes to minus 1. Then it goes to 0. And then it goes back to minus 180 and 1. So there's the wave. Now you could put 45 degrees in there and you'll get 0 out. If you put 90 degrees into the cosine of 2x, you'll see that these points all work. But you don't want to waste your time with your calculator. You've got to trust that you understand what a cosine wave is about and what a tangent wave is about. Well, that's enough for one thing.